I'm taking that role just so it's easier to see.
I should have told you this.
No, please do.
East Point Officer Court thing, we will continue to have it, but we're gonna have to stop coverage for just a minute, as far as recording and whatever. The sexual assault victims are talking, and so the judge hasn't gone so far as to remove cameras actually from the physical room. So we're not sending, or WSP's not sending a camera back at the law. But we can lean in on Morgan Bauer every day from our law and crime partners. No, it'll go revert back to the normal. We're in 16 months.
Whenever we can.
Well, we just talked about this today.
Yeah. It was good. I liked how you ended it.
I had to look up lyrics. Like I needed all lyrics. I just need to figure out which one was good.
Yeah, it was good.
That one worked. Like I said, Jolene, Julie Hines.
Yeah.
I'm really appreciative that you're covering the Morgan Bauer thing. I love this story. I love this story. Didn't we cover you were there too? Probably. This is a big one.
Versus our baking instructor.
On my iPhone, I completely put those bits out of my mind. The first one we did, I was like 3 minutes after we talked about doing it. I was like, oh, okay.
So
So,
I was just like, I
hold
can
my
tell you're
phone
not
up.
happy right now.
Like on the call, on my phone.
We're done to get back.
She's saying she's at the fire station, that's where her live shot is, but she's hearing.
I left it leaving my place
I
at
can understand though where your confusion was lying.
Little long one.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Like, thank you very much. If we don't get it, appreciate you as always.
She's in Henry County. No, and she's a little crazy with that. She's got a strange consciousness, and Alex didn't have all the contacts, so he's trying to guess what he Yes, she's saying she's at the fire station from her live shot, and then she's giving that address as something that she's hearing come through. She's in Henry. Yeah. Correct. Correct.
Did weather have a cam up? How do we know if they have a? They didn't watch it.
So you just log in and like it won't knock you off where it's at.
I'm going to ask you particularly about things I asked you to do in this case. Did I ask you to obtain YouTube videos of the defendant, Mr. Davis?
You did?
And did you do that?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that there were a number of videos?
Yes, that is fair to say.
And then did I next ask you to reduce those videos to just a small number of brief clips for the purposes of the presentation today?
You did.
Okay. And, Your Honor, may I approach?
You may.
Do you recognize what State's Proposed 165 is?
I do.
What is State's Proposed 165?
Is a CD of YouTube exhibits.
And does this CD contain the actual videos that you compilated and then clipped?
Yes, there should be 3 videos.
Okay. Your Honor, at this point, I'm going to move State's Exhibit 165 into evidence.
Any further objection, Mr. Stamps?
No, Your Honor.
All right, over objection, they will be admitted.
At this time, we're going to publish State's Exhibit 165.
You may.
Before we get into this, again, these are very small snippets of much larger and longer videos.
Yes, very much longer interviews.
When do you want to go? In order? Or?
Let's do the book first.
You and Orlando and everyone else meets up, but you guys don't have any guns.
Who said that?
Well, it was in the book. Until Von Zip came in the picture.
All right, let's. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay,
Let's
but it is in the book.
Okay, yeah. Let them read about it.
Okay, and I guess Foxy Brown was with Zip.
Let them read about it.
Okay. Well, according to the book, which there's going to be a link in the video that you could actually order from.
That's right. Matter of fact, let me see my book.
You want to go ahead and show the book?
Yeah, let's show the book. Yeah, this is my book here. I would like you guys to buy it and get the real truth instead of from a cop or some fucking industry people, some bullshit. You getting it from the real motherfucker. So go get the book, and you can get the real truth about this whole situation. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and read from the book passage.
Okay.
On getting a gun for the Tupac hit. While we were waiting for the valet to bring out our cars, Zip seized the opportunity and called me over to his Benz. Zip was a big-time New York player, pimp, and hustler who used to come out to California and handle his business and kick it with us sometimes. As I walked up to the driver's side, I noticed the rapper Foxy Brown was in the car with Zip. So he instructed her to step out of the car and motioned for me to jump in. Zip had a hidden compartment, and he opened up, reached in, and pulled back a 40 Glock.
Like I say,
he turned to me and said, "It's time to get the money."
Like I say, get your $20 and read about that part.
I'm going to play the second file.
You had cancer at one point?
Yeah.
You beat it?
I beat it, yeah.
Right. It was a colon cancer?
I told you I beat 3 of the baddest entities in the world. United States government, fucking cancer, and the streets.
And then one last file.
Let me tell you something, brother. Tupac and them jumped on him. He was by himself. He didn't my nephew never jumped on no fucking Tupac. Come on, man. Tupac was wrong with 2 left fucking shoes, nigga. I mean, don't you think he was wrong? Honestly.
I mean, yeah, I think he could have, reacted in a better way.
You listen, you don't think that man is wrong?
He could have reacted in a better way, I guess. I mean,
I'm talking Vlad is his fucking biggest fan. He admitted that man is wrong, man.
I mean, yeah, man. I mean, he was wrong, man. But that was only done out of loyalty, man.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. He never jumped. My nephew didn't jump on him. He jumped on my nephew. A kid, man. My nephew was a fucking kid. Them was grown-ass men, dude. You know what I'm saying? He was a fucking kid, dude. That's why he had on that jersey. He's a fucking kid, dude. You know what I'm saying? They was wrong. My nephew never jumped on him. They jumped on my nephew. My nephew didn't throw a punch, man. Shit was wrong, dude. Jumped on the fucking kid, dude.
And then, As part of your duties working for the Clark County District Attorney's Office, did you also receive video from the courtroom proceedings in this case?
I did.
And did you receive that one view from a television network and another view that you synced up?
Yes, I did.
And how do you do that?
I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I took both videos, entered them into the same timeline, and then set them side by side and synced them up so that they played. It's the same video. It's the same video from different angles.
And I'm going to approach you State's proposed Exhibit 166. Did you actually put that compilation on a video? And then, I'm sorry, did you put that video on a CD?
I did.
And is this the CD that you put it on?
Yes, it is.
All right. Your Honor, at this time, State's going to move 166 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
So admitted.
This time, State's going to publish 166.
We have a room back here at 340. Please rise for the jury.
At that time, when Reggie Wright Jr. is sitting in front of the witness stand, that Mr. Davis is mouthing words at Reggie Wright Jr.
Yes.
As part of your duties with the Clark County District Attorney's Office, did you also have access to calls that Mr. Davis made since September of 2023?
I do. I did.
And did I ask you to review some of those calls?
You did.
And did I ask you to clip some portions of those calls for the purpose of a presentation here today?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been previously marked as State's Exhibit 164. Is this CD the CD that you prepared containing those clips of calls?
Yes, it is.
All right, at this time, State's going to move 164 into evidence.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
So admitted.
This time, State's going to publish State's Exhibit 164. We'll go in chronological order. So can we play that 10, 12, 23?
Yeah, everything gonna play out for you, though. Everything gonna do. They just trying to use the words I said against people, but they can't do that shit. So,
well, shit, they trying it.
Well. I didn't break the thing that fucking Greg hated. Shit.
I just wish you would have never did, dog. You know, just let that. You would probably would have been in jail. No, I forgot. I just wish you would have never talked to them, man. You know.
Yeah, you're right. I know. I should have just went on and did that little.
Stop doing all them interviews and that. Just never did none of that shit. Just I should have done. Whatever happened. You know.
Yeah, you're right.
Everybody, that shit all over. All you see on Instagram, that all that shit. I'm like, damn, this shit is viral.
Now, Mr. Stair, you've listened to this calls maybe one or two or more times. Is that fair?
That's fair.
In terms of editing it, is it fair to say that while some of the audio is a little bit garbled, upon hearing it a number of times, you're able to discern some of the words that are being stated?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that Mr. Davis says they're trying to use my words against me?
Yes.
And that he says, I didn't break the thing, Greg Kading broke the thing?
Yes.
Okay. Now can we play the next call at 10:21:23?
Yeah, they ain't got shit, though. They trying to use my statements against me. You gonna lose, dude. I was paid to say that, stupid ass dude. Yeah.
Okay.
I was paid to say that, stupid motherfucker. You can't use my shit against me, you stupid.
And then what's this book they say you wrote?
Yeah, I did. After that dude did that, I didn't breach that contract. He did.
Oh, okay.
He paid money off carry top. You don't know. Oh, bitch. He had my life fucked up. I clawed up under a rock for 6 years. And I just got tired of it. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Let them know the motherfucking truth. Bitch, you ain't just got me, motherfucker. Niggas around me got you for me. And Dirt Rock, all them son of a bitches. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. Even my boy DeRoe down the street from you. And Lil Weezy, all them motherfuckers. I'm like, damn. All that shit. You know?
And similarly, have you listened to this call more than one time?
I have.
And is it fair to say that Mr. Davis says they're trying to use my words against me?
Yes.
And in fairness to Mr. Davis, he does say, I was paid to say those words.
Yes.
And then he says, when he's asked about what's that book you wrote, he says, yeah, I wrote that book.
Yes.
And then later on he says I'm going to quote, let the motherfuckers know the truth.
Yes.
Okay. And then he later on says, regarding Greg Kading, you didn't get me, and then says some people who actually did get him.
Yes.
Okay. Can we play the 11-9-23?
Deadline. So I'm gonna call Edie. I'm gonna call him today, and then when you call me later on tonight or tomorrow, I know. Okay. Okay. Love, my bro. All right, I'm looking out for you, dog. All right. Once I get home, man, we rich. Oh, of course. Of course. All right, I got to tell Keith, too, you know what I'm saying? Don't throw that motherfucking shit up in your face. We be mad the motherfucking 10 years later. Next series still going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Make us want to, you know. I got to tell that nigga, I got blood on my money. All right, what's up, bro? Okay. All right, big dog. All right. Talk to you later. Peace.
Similarly, had you listened to this call a number of times?
Yes.
Is it fair to say that Mr. Davis says, I have blood on my money?
Correct.
And then the last call from July 5th, 2024.
I was born way before that dude. I was way out there before him, dude. I know Easy and Dr. Ray and put them on, motherfuckers. Don't need this little faggot. You know what I'm saying? Pick up in fucking prison, get fucked in the ass. Fucking icon. Police and all that raping little girls, jumping on little kids in the fucking hallway of fucking casino. And that dude's a piece of shit. You know?
Bro, they making this shit way with it, like,
Straight.
Talking about your icon. Well, where?
Icon, my ass. I don't want none of my kids like that motherfucker. Faggot.
Okay, and similar to the previous three calls, have you listened to this call a number of times?
Yep.
And is it fair to say that well, he says a lot, but in particular, he says he's complaining about somebody jumping on little kid in the casino, in the hallway of the casino, that he's a piece of shit.
Yes.
Court's indulgence. State will pass the witness.
All right, Mr. Stamp, cross-examination.
No cross-examination.
Ladies and gentlemen, any of the jury, any questions for this witness? Seeing none, thank you, Mr. Starr. You're free to go. State who's your next witness?
Judge reserving the right to confirm with the clerk that everything that we've offered has been admitted. At this point, the state will rest.
Do you want to come up and review it, or have you already done
I've
it?
checked. It's just the last three exhibits actually is the last one we're going to confirm.
Okay.
Can we address 31?
Oh, yes, I forgot to address 31. So 31 was a duplicate.
Okay.
So we never offered 31. We just need to make a record that 31 was a duplicate of, you know what exhibit it is? Of 30. Yeah, it's a duplicate of 30.
Okay.
So the clerk asked me to put that
So
on.
31 should just be blank. There should be no exhibit attached to that.
Well, it's marked as a proposed exhibit. It's just not admitted as a duplicate.
Okay, sounds good. Defense, we're moving into your case in chief.
Yeah, maybe a question.
You may. Mr. Stamp, anything you wanted to put on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. With regards to the defense's case in chief, we have witnesses lined up. We cannot make it here today. There will be officers from the Metropolitan Police Department that will testify on behalf of the defense. Because of the fact of their scheduling, we're unable to get it today. We would ask the court to allow us to start our case in chief tomorrow with a detective and 2 police officers tomorrow.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're way ahead of schedule ultimately. The defense at this point is moving into their case in chief, but doesn't have their witnesses available until tomorrow. So we are going to recess for today and have you guys back here at noon tomorrow. During this recess, you are admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report of or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, the internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until the case is submitted to you. Sorry, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Please rise for the jury.
Judge, you said noon?
Noon tomorrow. Eat before you come, guys. For the record, the jury has exited the room. Everyone can be seated. Mr. Davis remains standing. I have to admonish you on your right to testify at this time, just so you can make that decision overnight with your attorney, okay? Mr. Davis, under the Constitution of the United under the Constitution of the United States and under the Constitution of the State of Nevada, you cannot be forced to testify in this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You may, at your own request, give up this right and take the witness stand and testify. If you do, you will be subject to cross-examination by the Deputy District Attorney, and anything that you may say, be it on direct or cross-examination, will be the subject of fair comment when the Deputy District Attorney speaks to the jury in their final argument. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you choose not to testify, the court will not permit the Deputy District Attorneys to make any comments to the jury because you have not testified. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
If you choose not to testify, the court will instruct the jury, if your attorney wants me to, as follows. The law does not compel a defendant in a criminal case to take the stand and testify, and no presumption may be raised, and no inference of any kind may be drawn from the failure of a defendant to testify. Do you have any questions? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions in general about these rights?
No, I'm good.
You understood? Okay. You're further advised that if you have a felony conviction and more than 10 years has not elapsed from the date you were convicted or discharged from prison, parole, or probation, whichever is later, and and you elect to take the stand and testify, the DA will be able to ask you in the presence of the jury the following. 1, have you been convicted of the felony? 2, what was the felony? And 3, when did it happen? But the DA cannot get into details about that. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll leave it to you and your attorney's consultations as to what your decision is, but I just wanted to give you those rights at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Judge, just for the record, because Mr. Stamp may not be aware of this, we checked the 2015 conviction. It ran on August 11th of 2026. So the only conviction that he would be facing cross-examination for is his conviction a couple of years ago for battery by a prisoner.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir?
Is that why they sent them to attack me?
I understand that's your position, that happened, but ultimately, I don't know anything about that case. I've never looked at it, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Okay, you guys can be seated. Anything else we need to address outside the presence?
No, Your Honor, in terms of scheduling, we anticipate, once we have our case in chief and the state's rebuttal, that we'll probably be closing on Monday.
Okay.
So we'll just need to go over jury instructions.
Yes. So I've been working on jury instructions. Ms. Panduct asked that we include a Carter instruction just in case.
A what
A
instruction?
Carter instruction.
Carter, okay.
And then Ms. Panduct also asked about a voluntariness instruction. We have some thoughts on that, so
A
we'll
voluntariness or a voluntary manslaughter?
the voluntariness of the statement.
Understood. Okay.
And so we have some thoughts on that, so we're preparing something that we think conforms to this court's ruling, and then we will probably have a corpus delicti instruction as well.
When did you want to settle?
I'll get this to Ms. I assume Ms. Would you like me to send to Ms. Panduct? Okay, I'll get it to Ms. Panduct this evening, and then I'll if we can probably do it Friday morning or Thursday, probably Friday morning probably best, or Friday sometime during the day. Settle those during that time, so Ms. Panduct has some time to review with Mr. Saft what the instructions are.
Okay. All right. So we'll plan on settling those probably Friday morning. Sometime. Okay. Sounds good.
The only question I would have is the two rebuttal witnesses I have to, one I know that they're calling. Should I have them here at 2 tomorrow? Because I don't imagine Mr. Stamp is going to be very long, or should I have them here at 9 o'clock on Friday?
No, don't do that. If we just have them here at 2 o'clock, that should work.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Sounds
so
good.
I'm going to try
So
to get them here for 2.
have everybody here at 2. Maybe we may have the submission of the case at least wrapped up by the end of the day tomorrow.
Yes,
Okay. All right. Thank you guys. We'll be in recess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's covering that? Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
In fact, if you'll recall, the federal government, the U.S. Attorney's Office, had filed serious charges against Julio Sosa Solis and another man. They were forced to dismiss those charges, and they acknowledged that Castro lied. As what we've been told is that Castro is also currently under investigation by the federal government. This is the person Governor Abbott is harboring in Texas and refusing to return to Minnesota to face charges. I am told that Governor Abbott claims to be tough on crime. How exactly is he tough on crime by manipulating an extradition process that is supposed to be administrative to protect a man who shot into a house with children inside, lied about it, and is under investigation by the federal government? To be clear, the court's order today did not say that Governor Abbott will never have to sign the extradition warrant, and it certainly does not say that he cannot sign it today. In fact, Governor Abbott still has the opportunity to prevent Christian Castro from walking out of jail and possibly into Mexico. He can choose to stop harboring a fugitive from justice by simply signing the extradition paperwork today. Let me be clear. If Christian Castro walks out of the door of the jail tomorrow and disappears into Mexico, it will be the fault of one person, Governor Greg Abbott. Thank you. Questions? Matt?
Is there any chance that the Attorney General's office, I know you're not party to this particular lawsuit, but are they going to try to appeal this at the circuit, or what are the next steps here legally that you might be able to take?
Yes, we filed the charges in this case. We've had numerous conversations with the AG's office. The AG wanted to be here, but has had other press conferences today. So because this order came so late in the day, we are all taking some time to consider what our next steps will be. We want to be very thoughtful about how to move forward appropriately in this case. But the issue for today is that as things stand, Castro will walk out the door tomorrow, perhaps tonight at midnight, and tomorrow because Abbott refuses to sign the extradition paperwork.
This is kind of a two-part question. One is the order really does lay bare that there is no precedent for how long a governor could delay signing extradition paperwork. That is different than denying. The delay is different than denial. And what I wonder is, as you continue to pursue criminal charges, potential criminal charges against federal agents, does that give you concern about the fact that this could become a sort of playbook for how to delay Minnesota's attempts to prosecute any agent who may have carried out a crime during Operation Metro?
It gives me pause and should give everyone pause in this country because, yes, the judge did say his terminology, legal terminology, was that the issue was not ripe, meaning he wasn't ready to rule because the governor had not said he wouldn't sign it and he had not said he would sign it. So he wasn't saying ultimately he wouldn't order Abbott to sign it. However, here's the problem. There's a statute in Texas that requires people to be released after 90 days. And so we are in a situation where any state in this country who wants to prosecute, and this has been going on for decades, this is part of the Constitution, and there's pretty clear Supreme Court law on it that it's not discretionary. So if this governor or any other governor can just wait out and string along everybody until you get to the 90 days and not say what he's going to do, that is problematic because the person will be released from custody, they may go to another country, and it does create other problems. I know you have a second part to that question, but one of the things I wanted to point out here was a little bit about the manipulation that we've seen from the governor here. And so just to remind you of some dates, Governor Walz sent the rendition warrant, the extradition warrant, on June 2nd. Abbott received that warrant on June 3rd, so the next day. Now, on June 23rd, there's an extradition coordinator in Texas who deals with all of their extraditions, and she said on June 23rd she hoped to have the signed paperwork the next day. That would be actually consistent. The AG's office pulled data of how long it typically takes Governor Abbott to sign extradition warrants, and it's just under 30 days. So that would be typical. It didn't give us any pause at that point because that's about the average time he takes to sign them. So on June 30th, a week later, Governor Walz's staff was given a different point of contact and told that they needed to deal with this particular person. On that same day, the governor signed 2 Minnesota extradition warrants. In other words, there were 2 people that Minnesota wanted sitting in Texas custody, and on that day, he signed off on the paperwork to send those people back to Minnesota. So throughout July, that's the entire month of July, Governor Walz's staff made repeated inquiries to Governor Abbott's staff. And they were told they would let them know when there was news to give. So you can see a pattern here. He's not saying no. He's not saying yes. He is delaying the process, even though Minnesota is consistently inquiring. Then on July 30th, I sent a letter to Governor Abbott pointing out that we were asking for him to sign the paperwork. We wanted to make sure he specifically knew that this paperwork was waiting to be signed. We still have not heard anything from him on my letter. And then on August 13th, Attorney General Ellison sent a letter to Abbott as well. And when he didn't hear anything, then we filed the lawsuit. So I think this is all clear evidence that this is stringing everybody along, not saying no, not saying yes, but just stringing people along, leading people to believe that at some point he was going to sign it, or at least it would have been hard for us to file a lawsuit earlier because even now the judge ruled it was too early for us to file it. So we were caught in this situation that was kind of untenable. I do want to say too, in this opinion, the Texas court said that he was doubtful about the extradition investigation that Governor Abbott claims he's doing. And I want to point out the first opportunity Abbott had to address this particular issue was when he was, looked like he was signing some paperwork and he was asked at a press conference. And this was his answer. It wasn't that I'm doing an investigation, I've asked for an investigation to be done. This is what he said. Well, first of all, I don't trust Tim Walz on anything, let alone something like this. While they're making demands, I have a demand of my own. It's time for Minnesota to step up and repay the United States of America and Americans for all the fraud they've committed in their state through federal programs. That is what this is really about. It is about harboring an ICE agent. This idea of an investigation is a pretext simply to delay this process to the 90 days, which is going to happen unless he decides to sign it tonight, and Castro will walk out the door. I know you had a second part to your question.
Well, I think one of the things that we wonder about this is, do you have any sense of, will Castro be held to any conditions of that release? Will he be on electronic home monitoring? Will he have his passport taken? Is there any indication that you've been given that there is some sort of holding of him to the accountability of not only the warrant you have issued, but the fact that he was arrested and held on these charges for a period of time? Or is he just literally going to walk out and free?
As far as we know, he is literally going to walk out the door a free man. And as many of you know, we filed an affidavit, the Attorney General's office filed an affidavit documenting the extensive conversations Mr. Castro has had with a romantic partner in Mexico, and the plans that he stated that he wanted to go to Mexico, relocate there, and live with her. So that is a big reason why we are fearful that he is a flight risk. And in fact, the judge set a substantial amount of bail on the warrant down there because the judge also felt that he was a substantial flight risk.
Do you think that Abbott was really, from the very beginning of this, planning to run out of office and appearing with his Abbott?
Yeah, I can't get into his mind. I don't know that there was necessarily a coordinated strategy here. I think if he was planning on doing that, he would have had a better answer than he had at the press conference that he disliked Tim Walz. It was only later on when he claimed, and we actually found this out, I believe, at the hearing yesterday, or at least in the filings that they gave on Monday, that he had sent a letter, purported to send a letter to have an investigation done. That came up really late.
That was the whole issue of the definition of fugitive.
It was, and I will say the judge pretty much dismissed that claim. He was very doubtful about that claim. Yes, yes. Yeah, so the judge recognized, I'm kind of doubtful on this, but I'm going to take it at face value and give him the opportunity to complete his investigation. But, you know, I think this should cause alarm for absolutely everyone, because imagine a United States where somebody can commit a crime in one state and then run to another state where they feel perhaps somebody is, you know, has a beef with another governor or is more politically aligned with them, and they just don't return them. That is not tenable. That's chaos here. That is preventing people from getting due process, getting justice in cases where they are charged.
Is there anything, again, I know this is the AG's lawsuit, but is there any other legal tactic you might have taken to advance this along in the federal courts, or did they throw everything at the wall that they could?
We did. In fact, I know people might have the question, why did you wait so long to sue? And I understand that question from the outside. I will tell people that the court, even today, in his order, said it was premature that we sued. And so we were in a box here, right? We were running up against the 90 days, but we didn't want to sue too early because we hadn't received a denial from the governor. And as it turns out, the judge felt that he needed to give the governor more time. So we weren't in a good position. We tried to time that as best we could so that it wouldn't be found to be premature. The judge found it was, but also in enough time to try to prevent Castro from being released, which is another reason why we asked the judge to order the jailer in Texas to hold Castro. So I don't know that there's anything that we could have done differently. We did absolutely everything. The governor's office, the AG's office did everything. As I said, the typical timing for signing of extraditions by Abbott has been 30 days. And so we were waiting, we were in contact, we were being told, oh, you know, we think we'll have it signed tomorrow. At one point, we actually got a communication that the person responsible for them was on vacation. So it was a constant excuse after excuse leading us along so that we couldn't go into court at that point and say, hey, judge, he is refusing to do this, because he kept stringing everybody along and manipulating this process.
So what's next?
Our lawsuit is still there. As I mentioned, we in the AG's office are going through this opinion. We are trying to figure out what our next steps are. Much depends on whether Castro does leave and go to Mexico. That will make it very difficult for us to get him back. So we are looking at our next steps.
Two more if we have them.
I think you kind of touched on this in your response when you said this should cause alarm, but if you could just reiterate, when you have this sort of tit for tat, and I don't know if unprecedented is the right word, but has this ever happened before? Can you kind of reiterate just the spot we're in?
Yes. There's a Supreme Court case out of Puerto Rico. It was Iowa. It was a man who was in Puerto Rico who was in some type of car crash and killed a woman, came back to his home state of Iowa. This was in 1987. This U.S. Supreme Court decision came down. And Iowa did not want to extradite or sign the paperwork to Puerto Rico because they didn't feel that a white man could get a fair trial in Puerto Rico. That went up to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said, you have no discretion here, you must send him back. But I'm gonna give you an example that's really gonna hit home here. What if Vance Belter escaped charges, you know, as you know, he was caught here, and went to Texas or some other state where he thought his political views were more favorable. And what if the Texas governor or some other governor refused to extradite somebody who assassinated people and shot other people? You know, there's no end to what this could look like. And so I'm giving you that extreme example because we're on the precipice of having something like this happen where the political views of governors make a difference in extradition. And this is not what was intended to happen by the founders. That's why there's an extradition clause in the Constitution. That's why the United States Supreme Court made it clear in 1987 that there is no discretion. This is simply an administrative task. The actual trial happens in the state that wants this person. There is really nothing for the governor to do.
If Castro ends up leaving jail, what's the likelihood that he ever gets back to Minnesota to face any kind of penalties?
I can't answer that. He certainly had the opportunity to come to Minnesota. He could have any time waived extradition. In the past 90 days, he could have said, you know what, I want to go back to Minnesota to face charges. He never did that. He has been in a jail 89 days now, so we certainly don't have any indication that he would come back to Minnesota on his own. Obviously, one of our fears is that he will go to Mexico. I don't know. We certainly have a lot of information that makes us fear that that's a possibility, but I can't speak for him.
And if he were to leave the country, what options would your office have at that point?
So there is an international extradition treaty between Mexico and the United States, but that would require the help of the federal government. And I do want to say in the federal government, I can't emphasize this enough, this is a person that the federal government has said it's investigating. This is a person that the federal government, this administration, said lied. And for Governor Abbott to harbor somebody who the administration said has lied and shot into a house that had children in it is kind of beyond the pale. Thank you.
What you mean this here? Does it talk about it being there? Is there one that's the data center town hall originally scheduled for 5? Yeah, that should be. Yeah, I don't know why it got moved. Here, I'll put it. I mean, I'll get the email and put it back in. I'll double check.
what it
I
was.
mean, but it is happening today? All right, I still need to check because we may need to know just in case, you know, if they, what if they get in an argument and fight and it was Douglasville?
I got there. The train is delayed
No
today.
public comment for the data center? Okay. All right, well, I'm still gonna look, I'll look and see if what's happening with that. We'll check on that now.
Yeah. Do you know about it already? Yeah. It was in our slug. Why? She said it was in there when we did this computer. I know, so they drug it out. I didn't think no one showed it again. So yeah, your shoe did. Yeah.
I'm saying is like, oh, yeah. And that's why it's good. It's got nothing to do with skill when you get to that.
responsible. Well,